YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about what Emmanuel Forbes posted on Instagram and what could it actually mean following the game where he was a healthy scratch. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please help me get there as soon as possible. They greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So if you take a look here on your screen, hopefully it picks up well. Emmanuel Forbes posted something on Twitter or Instagram, and it was posted on Twitter by this Commanders fan page here, and it says it's gonna be okay. In the far distance, it then says, but it is definitely going to be different. What do you guys think this means? What potentially could Emmanuel Forbes be talking about? What could he be hinting at? Could it just be something that he's posting on social media? Of course. Then that's probably going to be what they tried to say he did if this blows up to be something. But in my opinion, I think Emmanuel Forbes could be in his feelings. He could be upset that he is continuing to be yanked in and out of the lineup due to injury, due to being a healthy scratch, not being an asset to this team. And honestly, it's his fault. It's his fault, and it's the last regime's fault for drafting him because he should not have been a first-round pick. A lot of people have a lot of static for Benjamin St-Juste, and rightfully so in some aspects. But what I try to tell people is put it into the right perspective. Benjamin St-Juste exceeded expectations. Benjamin St-Juste was a third-round pick coming out of Minnesota, and he is not set out to be a cornerback one, but he's asked to be having to do cornerback one duties because a guy like Emmanuel Forbes, who you draft in the first round, is not even suiting up. It's one thing to be pulled in and out of the lineup or be on a snap restriction, but to not even be an asset to the team, to be in street clothes with the 13 blinging behind Coach Dan Quinn, that says a lot. And not is it just Emmanuel Forbes, it is also Jamin Davis, who has been a healthy scratch for multiple weeks this season. These guys are no asset to this team. And of course, they are football players, they are human, and of course, they want to still play. They don't think that they're not good. They don't think that they're not an asset to this team. They look at it as weak. I'm good. I can play at this level. But in reality, it's not. I think Emmanuel Forbes, in all honesty, is going to be a week-to-week kind of thing. It's not going to be, okay, we got Forbes, Juice, and Sandra still. It's going to be, hey, look at the matchup who we got this week. Okay, we got Carolina. Okay, this is a game for Forbes to play. He can go out there and play. You know what I'm saying? He can go out there and suit up. Oh, we got Philly. Oh, Forbes not playing. We got Chicago. Forbes not playing. He a healthy scratch. Do you guys understand how poor our cornerback room is? And for the simple fact, or for our cornerback room rather, to be that piss poor, and for our former first round pick, not even 3 years into his contract, but his second season, for our former first round pick to be a healthy scratch in games, that is ridiculous, man. That speaks volumes to how they view him. They don't view him as a person that is going to help this defense thrive. They actually view him as a person that hurts this defense, and that is crazy to me. I honestly was trying to be lenient coming into this season with Emmanuel Forbes. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I tried to say I hope he plays better, but I really don't know. I tried to say he can turn it around, but the reality of the situation is he probably won't be here next year. I don't necessarily know if it's the necessary smart thing to do is to cut Emmanuel Forbes, but it's not like he's on the second year of his deal and his dead cap would be absolutely crazy. But if you're having him as a healthy scratch, how likely is it that he returns to the team next year, given the fact that you're going to have another draft? You already drafted Mike Sanford still. You're going to have another draft where you're going to be able to draft potential way better corners in the first, second, third round. You have the free agency market that's going to come up. I don't know who necessarily is going to be in the free agent market this upcoming off season, but you're going to have options to upgrade the cornerback room that is going to push Emmanuel Forbes not only down the roster further, but potentially out. Again, it's one thing to be backup, getting on the field some snaps, but to not even suit up, to not even show out, to not even be on the roster, and you're perfectly fine, to me, that's just a slap in the face. That just shows you how they view him. Now, what is this going to look like for the Washington Commanders moving forward? I think moving forward, Emmanuel Forbes, again, like I said, is going to be a guy that's going to be pulled in and out of the lineup. Only call him up if we feel like the opponents are not going to be as deviating. Like, I would not be surprised if we go out there Sunday and Emmanuel Forbes is suited up, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a good game because they don't really have that many threats on offense besides Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette, Chuba Hubbard. But like, just putting them out there versus a team like Carolina, that kind of is his speed at that point. Remember last year he had the best game of his career versus the Patriots. Look who he was going up against: Demario Douglas and Taquan Thornton and all these, bum third string, fourth string wide receivers. That is Emmanuel Forbes. He's a third string, fourth string cornerback, so obviously he's going to look good against guys his speed. Now, what would be super telling, honestly, and I can't wait for Sunday to see this, but what would be super telling is Emmanuel Forbes being benched versus Carolina, or being a healthy scratch versus Carolina. Now, if he's a healthy scratch versus the Panthers, man, that really means, like, okay, for sure, he's not here next year. Like, I still think a high chance of him being gone next year, being released after this season. But again, he is a first round pick. This is his first year in this new regime, etc. So they could probably just try to keep him around if they wanted to. But if he doesn't suit up versus Carolina, it's almost like a death note for him, and like almost like a final, final. What would you call it? Final, like, little dash in the coffin that his career in Washington is over. Jamin Davis, same with him. We know he's not coming back here next year. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. He's being a healthy scratch when he's perfectly able to play. They put him in there when they want to or when they feel like they need to put him in there. They don't think highly of these guys. Like, the Ron Rivera regime, they think these guys are not any good, not any help to this team. And it's very unfortunate for those two guys because they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to be a first round pick. They just probably was happy to get put into the NFL. I want to say with Emmanuel Forbes, they said ball hawking skills were his ability and was his best asset. I mean, you can't really show those assets, one, when you're dropping picks. Yeah, he could have opportunities to have picks when he's out there. And you can't show your ability to be a ball hawk if you're always trailing on every single play. I think their mind is made up about Emmanuel Forbes. I wish him the best, man. I have no ill will towards Emmanuel Forbes. Like, that's where I feel like a lot of people believe that I do. I don't. I would love to be wrong about Emmanuel Forbes. I would love for him to be a shutdown cornerback. I would love for him to be Christian Gonzalez. I would love for him to be really, really good. Because now that you're not good, not only are you hurting yourself by not being good, you're hurting your team because now we have to potentially cut you, and now we're going to have to potentially draft a first-round cornerback again where we just drafted one 2 years ago, similar to Jahan Dotson. We just drafted a freaking first-round wide receiver 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, and now we're going to have to add to the wide receiver room, whether it's free agency or draft again, because he did not pan out. So it's not the player's fault. It's the last regime fault. And now Dan Quinn and Adam Peters are left here to try to clean up what they did and make up for their mistakes and missed drafts. The missed first-round picks are haunting and hurting this roster from where it could be if Ron Rivera did not set us back 3 to 4 years. Could you imagine where this team could be if Emmanuel Forbes panned out? If Jamin Davis panned out, if Chase Young panned out, if who did I miss? Did I say Jahan Dotson? Jamin Davis, Emmanuel Forbes. Like, if these guys could pan out, we would be in a much better state right now. Not saying Ron Rivera would still be here, because I'm not saying that we would have won many games. Outcomes would have been different. I'm just talking about the guys still being here and contributing to this team. Like, yeah, you could have Chase Young being really, really good and being elite at pass rusher on a bad team. So just because they would have panned out doesn't necessarily mean the old regime would still have to be here. But I'm just saying, we now have to make up for 3 missed first round picks. He drafted Chase Young, he drafted Jamin Davis, he drafted Jahan Dotson, and he drafted, or actually 4, sorry, he drafted Emmanuel Forbes. 4 missed first round picks. He did not hit on one single first round pick. So it's unfortunate for DQ and company that they have to now deal with Emmanuel Forbes. But them Xing him out of the lineup is basically telling you how they feel about him. Ron Rivera reached. Shouldn't have drafted him. Now, he's going to get cut next year, more likely than not. Or if he's not cut, he's going to be a 3rd round, 4th round guy and barely making it through camp. And now we have to go out our way to draft another 1st round corner when we shouldn't have to in reality. We're going to have to go out our way to upgrade this wide receiver position to help Terry McLaurin and company out next offseason when we shouldn't to in reality, because Jahan Dotson should still be here as the number 2 wide receiver alongside Terry McLaurin, because he was a 1st round pick. He was brought in here to help out Terry McLaurin. But no, he's in Philadelphia pooping up Jones. Is he even getting on the field? Jamin Davis not doing anything for us. Supposed to be a part of the linebacking core right now. Supposed to be helping his linebacking core take its next leap. Not doing anything. Healthy scratch. Chase Young in New Orleans doing whatever he is doing. At least for Chase Young, he's still playing though. I will give him that. But Jamin, healthy scratch. Jahan on the Eagles barely playing, and Emmanuel Forbes trash and posting stuff on Twitter, on Instagram, saying it's going to be okay, but it's definitely going to be different. It speaks volumes to how piss poor this regime, what last regime is, and now we're left dealing with it, but for not much longer. Again, no ill will towards Forbes. He probably posted this on Twitter to, cope, to kind of try to make himself feel better, which I understand. I'm not mad at him for posting anything. Trust me, like, these players do what they want. But I feel bad in the sense that it didn't work out for us, but I also don't feel bad because it's like, dang, man, you're an NFL player. You're supposed to still be some type of help. Rather, it's different, right? Okay, and not to continue to rant, but say you were drafted in the 1st round, right? And you didn't work out. You didn't live up to the expectation of a 1st round pick, but you're still valuable to your team. You're still able to play out your contract with your team and hit free agency and maybe re-sign with them, or maybe go somewhere else, and you're constantly finding yourselves on 1-year, 2-year deals because you're an asset to a team. Like, you're not what you were supposed to be, but you're still good enough in the league to where you can help out a team. We can't say that for these 4 first-round picks. That's why I don't feel bad, because he should still be able to help us out in some capacity. Yeah, he's probably not that 1st-round pick that we drafted him to be, but he should still be suiting up. He should still be playing. He should still be contributing to this team 2 years into his rookie deal, and he's not. But I digress. I'm not going to continue to rant about it. Let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comment section down below. Don't forget to use my promo code JuanGotti on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. The Commanders are coming back home. Daryl Green's retirement jersey night is going to be on Sunday, so make sure you guys come through for that. And you can use my promo code JuanGotti to get $20 off your first purchase. Like, comment, and subscribe. Helps to watch the Commanders. Let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comment section down below. Peace.